Yes, welcome into Sportsbit 2.0. Pauly and Teddy betting insight today, Wednesday, March 21st. Big game breakdown, huge matchup on ESPN. We got the Raptors against the Cavs. It was a blowout the last time they played, and we have the West region today. Gonzaga, Florida State, and A&M and Michigan will turn the shot clock on as well, and we'll get out of here with the play of the day. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. Teddy, this is a moose. If you had Oklahoma City money line. Bet up from 2.5 to 5. I think it was as low as 170 on the money line. They are up 5 with 16 seconds. Westbrook splits 2 free throws. Melo misses both. Rozier hits a 3. Morris buries a 3. Somehow, someway, the Celtics down 5 win 100-99.
Down 5 with 16.8 seconds to go in the ballgame. That never happens. Look at the tweet from ESPN Stats and Info. Entering today, teams were 0-884 this season when trailing by 5 or more points in the final 20 seconds of the game. Celtics with a comeback for the ages, but what does it take for a comeback of the ages? It takes the other team to screw up. Westbrook misses 1 free throw. Carmelo misses 2 free throws. OKC loses by 1. That's a moose and a half if you had OKC on the money line. I don't know what we call it if you had OKC. Might call it a bad bet. Tons of Thunder money rolling in last night. Bet up from 2.5 to 5. All that money stays with the bookmakers.
Yeah, had money line condolences, and Billy Donovan nailed it. He was mic'd up on TNT. They outworked them. Celtics outworked them, out-hustled them, and they wanted it more, to use that dumb cliche. But it mattered last night because without Smart, Kyrie, and Brown, they're not supposed to win that game. This is a tough beat and a bad bet. The Mavs from 9 down to 6.5. No Holiday for the Pelicans. This is a 3-point game with 3 minutes left, Teddy. And then with 30 seconds left in a 7-point game, Rondo shoots it and hits a 3. Rondo was terrific in the win.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly file this one under bad beat for Dallas. Dallas led the game outright in the fourth quarter. They opened +9. They got bet down to 6.5. They lost by 10. Of course, much of the money that came in against New Orleans on Dallas was because Drew Holiday was out for the Pelicans. And of course, New Orleans also in the only team in the NBA this season to be in a 3 games in 3 night situation. Last night was the first. The markets went against them. The markets were wrong. New Orleans gets the win and cover late. Yeah, that's a tough beat if you had Dallas. It's also a wrong side.
Interesting handicap. Remember, they were supposed to play the Pacers in February, got canceled. So they have that game tonight, then they play the Lakers tomorrow. Mixed result, Pistons from 6 up to 8, and the total 214 to 218. They ran out the Suns 115 to 88 as it's Tankapalooza here with the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix last night, that tank job rates as one of the worst individual games you'll see all season. It's really hard to lose that badly at home to a sub-500 team. Let's give Phoenix credit. That was some prime tanking last night. Of course, they didn't have Booker. They didn't have Warren. And worth noting, Pistons, after all of these struggles, their schedule has lessened up a little bit. They just got Reggie Jackson back, their starting point guard. All of a sudden, they've won and covered 2 in a row. Maybe there's something here for Detroit to make a little bit of a late season run. Either way, that was a bad result for the books with the Pistons taking all that money, although the books did get some of it back with the money on the over.
It could be a run ATS, not for the playoffs. They're too far out of it, and they stunk the last couple of weeks. So one more, Penn State Marquette, bad bet under 153, bet down to 150.5, fell 165, scramble points galore in this one in the final 4 minutes. Bad for the books, 2 of them, Raptors Magic under 214 down to 211. No DeRozan, more on this game in a second. And Rockets Blazers over 215 up to 218.5. Rockets win again. They end the Blazers' 13-game winning streak.
Yeah, I mean, that was playoff intensity last night in Portland. That was playoff tempo last night in Portland. But the over-bettors won that game with great shooting. Combined 30 of 64 on 3-point shots. All that over money, 215 up to 218.5 cashes with ease. Now, it's worth noting the Blazers won the battle of the boards against the Rockets. Nurkic, 21 points, 11 rebounds. Strong game against Houston. But when you look, and we previewed this as battle of the starting guards, Harden and Paul on the one side, Lillard and McCollum on the other. when you look at what happened last night, it wasn't much of a battle. Harden and Paul absolutely dominated Lillard and McCollum. Blazers, well, they still got the money when all was said and done, but that's a matchup they're supposed to do better than that with. They didn't last night. That's definitely a concern. We talk about a potential playoff matchup.
Usually a highway robbery in the future markets. They stick it to the bettors, not much value. You're better off in most cases just rolling it over as opposed to betting a future, especially with some of these big prices out here. Well, it goes for the chalk as well. Anything here with the new future market, new odds as we're in the Sweet 16 now.
Sure. Let's talk about the concept of rolling your bets over. All right. What does that mean? I know there are a lot of newbies out there that don't get it. All right. You can bet Loyola right now at 100 to 1 to win the national title. Yep. Or you can bet Loyola on the money line on Thursday. And then if you win, you take that, you roll it over, you bet Loyola on the money line on Saturday. If they win, you bet it, you take all that money and you roll it over, Loyola on the money line for the Final Four matchup, and then again for the national championship game. If you do that, you will end up with better than 100 to 1. You also have more options. You can say, hey, I'm going to pull some profit. I'm going to reinvest half of what I won and pull some back. So you lock some profit in as opposed to having a hedge and laying 11 to 10 to do that. So in general and in specific, see these future book odds right here? Don't bet any of them. You want to get involved.
Amen.
Get involved on the money line.
Yes, they've seen a lot of horrible odds talking about future market, especially in college hoops. I do know somebody with Loyola, 80 to 1 to win the region. And somebody else, I think, has got Nevada at 5,000 to 1. I think I saw the ticket. 5,000 to 1. That's on Twitter as well. So monster tickets out there still available. And also a guy at the Westgate grabbed Clemson at 500 to 1. So you got an opportunity here. Up next, big game breakdown. We'll start with the Raptors in Cleveland. They beat them by 34 the last time they played. We'll get to that and the West region of the tournament coming up on Sportsbook 2.0. Betting Insight today, Pauly and Teddy.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.